you chat?
Always. Hello.
Hey there.
How are you?
Oh, it's only 2 degrees outside, so
Not good.
I mean, yeah, it's just like when you can't be outside ever at all, like even going into a store, you just like
It hurts.
bury your head. Yeah, it's like stuck inside.
I personally love to be stuck inside, and I feel like I'm coming down with something. So.
Oh my God.
You guys don't respect when I say that, but I know my body, and 40% of the time I'm right.
40% of the time?
Maybe 50. When I think I'm coming down with something, 1 in 2 times I am.
No, I don't think that. Literally last week I was here, we're talking, and you're like, oh, I have a little bit of a headache. I'm feeling some congestion. I know I'm coming down with something. And I was like, what? Maybe you're just like tired. And you were like, no, I'm getting sick for sure. I probably won't see you tomorrow. So let's plan on that. I was like, okay, bye. I leave. I text you later. I'm like, hey, how are you feeling? You're like, oh, pretty under the weather, actually. I'm like, oh, no.
It's serious.
The next day, I'm like, how'd you wake up feeling? You're like, 100%. I was like, oh.
Sometimes I feel like if I tell the universe like I'm getting sick, the universe is like, well, she's gonna see it coming, so we gotta pivot.
You're like, no, I'm on to you.
Like the devil works hard.
I know where this is going.
The devil works hard at my immune system, fucks me over harder. And so sometimes I'm like, I see it. Like I see what you're trying to do, and I'm not gonna fall for it. Mm-hmm. But also it doesn't help that like this weekend I worked. So I get run down when I work events, obviously, like a lot of events. And then I'm around like 300 strangers. Stranger danger. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, you were gone like a lot this weekend. Did you miss your sweet little angel husband? Do you have a nickname for him? I was going to use like the nickname you personally call him, but
I only call him like nicknames, like not my own nickname, like babe, baby. I don't call him like Tyrannosaurus Rex. Though I might.
That's what starts with a T.
I actually might.
You know, I don't call him Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I think I'm gonna start calling him that though.
You absolutely could.
And then it will evolve to Rex. You're an amazing nicknamer, and I reap the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't like naturally. You just come up with names for people, and they fit.
Yeah, the names fit.
Like
absolutely.
everyone in our family calls him Tiguan now. Sometimes I forget that's actually the type of car he has. Like I just am like, Tiguan is a name. Like I remember one time I was getting in his car, and like the Tiguan mats in the car say Tiguan because like they're made by Volkswagen. That's what they are. And I was like, oh my God, why do these say his name? Light bulb.
Sometimes I'll call him Tiggy, like at home, for Tiguan.
Interesting. Well, you are the only person I know who calls your husband Miggy.
Yeah, that's my like. I call him Miggy, and I don't think anyone else does. But like, that's
Miggy
kind of where Tiggy came from. Like, I was like, "Are you going to see Tiggy? Is Tiggy coming over?"
Miggy and Tiggy. I could get into that. I do want to be a better nicknamer, but like, you have nicknamed every nickname I use. Like, we call my mom Nettles. You came up with it. People like, a lot of people in our lives call me Job. You came up with it.
If I haven't nicknamed you, I don't give a shit about you. Just
That's
as
actually,
a PSA.
Sometimes people you're not even sure their legal name. So the fact that they would have a nickname.
I am horrible with names.
And faces.
Faces?
I was just joking with your sister-in-law. We were all together about how literally someone could walk up to you and be like, hi, how are you? It's so good to see you. You're like, great, great, great. They walk away. I'm like, who is that? You're like, no fucking clue. I'm like, really? She looks familiar. I feel like I saw her recently. And you're like, nope, don't know her. I'm like, oh, here's a photo of you two together at a group dinner. You're like, oh yeah, I think that's Sarah. I'm like,
only you would do that to me. Like, I'm like, no, I don't think I've ever met her before. Next thing you have your phone up. Oh, this is you two together at a group dinner. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What is this, an investigation?
I'm like, I've seen that person before.
No,
like,
that's literally happened. Like, we'll be in the car and you're in the back seat because we're with a bunch of people, and like I'm driving and you reach up. You're like, what about this picture of you two together? It's like, oh, I don't know. That was from.
Oh, you don't know her? This is November 7th, 2019.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like a crazy girlfriend. I'm like, oh, you don't know her?
Like, I'm sorry, I don't remember everybody's name. I'd make it a point to remember someone's name if I really feel like I'm going to see them again ever and have to know their name. Mm-hmm. But if I'm not really going to see you again, or like it's not important to know your name, you know, like miscellaneous family members of like yours, for example.
I really thought you were going to say miscellaneous family members and just stop it there. And I was like, those people usually you should get the names on.
No, like yours or Mike's or whatever, like people who you literally see like once a year and they're not even that close. It's like, I couldn't point out your Uncle Chucky.
Well, that's just crazy because I could point out every single aunt and uncle you have. You have to say, I'm really good with names and faces.
Yeah, you are. I don't remember like if I met you even.
Like I meet someone once and then I see them at Jewel 4 years later. I'm like, that is Elizabeth so-and-so's
and then I
neighbor.
see them at Jewel 4 years later. That's so weird.
I just can't forget people.
It's not that I forget people. It's that I never made it a point to remember them. You can't forget something you didn't remember.
That's profound.
But yeah, nicknames.
You're the nickname queen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll make that your nickname. Like my nickname for you, Rach. Wow. Your name is Rachel.
Well, you could have made something up over all of these years. Rach P. Gabby calls me Rach P.
Yeah, I did call you that sometimes for a while.
I don't think anyone else calls her Gabe, though.
Just us. But you made that up. Maybe I'll start calling you Jack's mom.
Jack's mom. That's what they call me at his daycare. So go ahead. I'll definitely respond.
I'll call you JM.
JM.
And then it'll eventually become Jim.
Oh, good. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just like a nickname comes to me, and then it's not even a name that's shorter than the name. You know how nicknames originally were like to shorten someone's long name?
Yeah.
Like your dog Franny. I usually call her Frances, or I'll call her Frances Ford Coppola. Or Francicle.
Yeah.
And Ruby, I call Rhubarb, Rubella.
It is feeling a little rubella-like.
I call Jack Kooky or Kukula. I call a lot of people like lovingly Kukula.
I call a lot of people Kooky. My mechanic, Jack.
No, just people I love.
My mechanic, Jack.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Nicknames just don't come to you.
They don't. They never occur to me.
You call my dad a nickname.
Yes. Linda, Lou, and Laird. We call your parents.
You call them nicknames.
But Laird was because it was super organic. It was when we used to watch Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, the hit HBO show. And there was a very brief character on there called Laird. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was the funniest
We thought it was
name.
the funniest name.
Like, it was just so hilarious to me. But now I like call them those names.
Because it's like Lair for Larry, but it's Laird, which is just like, that's
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah.
It's just a built-in funny name.
And Linda Lou.
I don't know where
I think that was like a childhood nickname of hers, and then you ran away with it.
Well,
but my mom laughs because she calls my dad Lars.
That's hilarious.
Like when she's trolling him.
Yeah.
I don't know. She gave him that nickname like when they were younger, when he was being a weirdo or something, and she'll be like, all right, Lars.
His weird counter self.
Yes.
That's funny. I love a nickname. Keep them up. Keep coming with them.
Keep them coming. Some people's names you just can't nickname though. Like, or some people, maybe it's not the name, it's the personality.
Like I don't think Condoleezza Rice has a nickname.
Connie.
But like, she just doesn't strike me as someone who's going
As
by
someone who should be nicknamed. Yeah. Well, that's a very specific example, but I wonder what her close friends call her. You think they say, hey, Condoleezza Rice? What's wrong with Con?
What about like, do you think Paul McCartney has a nickname?
I don't think they call him Paul McCartney. Jesus. Yeah, you're right. You don't really.
They don't come to me.
You could nickname me
Jim. That's sticking.
What did your mom call you when you were little?
John Marie.
Your whole fucking name.
Yeah.
Not even a term of endearment?
I mean, like a lot of times when I'll call her and she'll pick up, she'll be like, hi, baby doll. But like, that's pretty generic.
Yeah. Nothing specific to you.
Mm-mm. My grandpa called me Tweety, like the bird.
That's cute.
It was cute. Yeah. Like he exclusively called me Tweety.
Yeah. Like would answer the phone.
Yeah. Hi, Tweety.
Yeah.
Hi, tweeters.
Like my family called me a nickname that's different from my name when I was growing up, and they still call me that. And it's just like, that's my name and my family. And your name amongst family is Joby.
Thank God it's not just Job, which is quite biblical, and also from Arrested Development.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I do that and you never do that. What's something else that I do that you have literally never done before? I'll think of something also. Like something you do that I'm like, I have not done that once, and you do that all the time.
Something you do. Let me think.
Okay, I'll go first. For example, you do Jewel grocery pickup. Like you'll order ahead on the app and do curbside once or twice a week. I have not one time ever done that.
That is so crazy to me. You've never picked up from Jewel?
Never. Not one time. I haven't even like thought about it. Like I don't like that you can't see the groceries. Like fresh foods feel like something I need to be able to see. I need to see like how ripe are these bananas? How squishy are these grapes? Like the expiration on things. I feel like sometimes when you order ahead, then you get something that expires in like 2 days when, you know, right behind that one was something that expires in a month.
I have to say props to Jewel. That very rarely happens. And the couple of times it has happened, I just take a picture and like send it in the app and they refund me immediately. I just feel like grocery shopping is a minimum 1 hour endeavor. And sometimes I'm like, I just can't do it. And it helps me be more mindful of what I'm buying. Like if I have 6 things on a list and I just wander around a store, I'm leaving with 15. I can't like keep to the list. And so if there's like things we need for dinner, like dinner in the next couple of days, I'll just do the pickup. If I'm like gonna run in to get a dessert, just bring to someone's house, or like I have time to wander, sure, I enjoy it. But it's like such a useful tool when I just like need to get food for our house and can't find the time in my day.
It's like I'll do it at Target all the time. I do Target drive up like twice a week. Like,
oh, I love Target. I love all drive ups.
But it's for stuff that like there's no, I wouldn't pick anything different than the person shopping there will pick for me. Like I'm ordering a specific kind of diaper, I'm getting more shampoo. Like there's no variety in that. Like I can order it, I'll pick it up, done. But like fresh things that expire, things that like it varies in the one that you choose. Chicken.
Yeah. I'm not that mindful of a shopper though when I'm there, TBH.
Like when is the last time that you really like did like your, you know, big weekly shopping in store?
So long.
Years.
No, not years, because you and I used to go together like
okay,
on a
yourself.
Sunday. Oh, by myself? Years. 2 years maybe? Not like, I mean, not a decade.
Insane.
I just
Okay,
like
your turn.
need the strategic. Okay. I think I'm going to go with something that you do that it never occurs to me to do is, and it's like a weird thing to say, but like your mindfulness to the exact same nighttime routine. Like it doesn't even occur to me to do the same things every night. Like you get your tea made, you take your tea upstairs, like you.
This is, I'm sorry for everyone listening. That's not an insane nighttime routine. I have tea.
No, it's
before
not
bed.
insane. It's like almost, I wish I could be that regimented. You would probably say it's my adult ADD, but like you follow the same patterns. Like when it's time for you to go up to bed, you refold your blankets on your couch. You like,
yes.
sometimes I literally just get up off the couch and leave the blanket there.
I don't
like,
want to come downstairs and see my messy blanket from the night before.
Like my house is not messy at all, but like I will just leave things in that state. And I'll watch you and like we're hanging out and then I'm leaving and you're going up to bed. You fold your blanket the same way. You make your tea. You go up to bed. I know you take your makeup off the same way. And I'm like, damn, I wish I had the commitment. But I'm just haphazardly, whatever pops into my brain, like it wouldn't even occur to me to follow a routine.
Could you try?
I have.
And you don't like
and
it?
And it's so unnatural for me.
You don't like it or it gives you peace?
It does. Those are the two options. You hate it or it's tranquil.
I just want you to rethink. You don't like it or does it give you peace?
It doesn't.
Really think.
It doesn't give. I want it to give me peace. Maybe if I did it longer.
Well, it takes a long time for something to become a real habit.
They say 30 days.
So maybe try for 30 days.
I can't. Like I get like, oh God, no, I want to go over here. I want to like.
You're not routine based though, really,
No.
in anything that you do.
No.
And I am. Like I'm like, I wake up in the morning.
Feeling, oh, I can't even say feeling like, you know who? P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah. I'm never feeling like him at all.
Loser. Okay, go on.
do the same thing. Like when especially, I mean, your work schedule is like a little different, so you can't really have like a work routine. Like there's people who like, they get up, they make their coffee, they get in the car, they drive to work. Like,
yeah,
while they're going to work, they listen to the same like radio station. That just ain't you.
No, that ain't me. The only
I'm not that regimented, but like the things that really bring me peace, my nighttime routine, like
I get peace when I do follow a routine. Like Tyler's way more of a routine person. And so every morning, like one of us will take the dogs out. One of us will make coffee. We have coffee together. We watch a show. Like we're up like 45 minutes before we have to start our day. I love that. But I'm only sticking to that routine because he's holding up his end of the bargain. Like if one morning he was like, yeah, I'm too tired, I want to keep sleeping, I'd be like, okay.
But what bugs the shit out of me, like it bothers me for you, is that like you do not let anything become like a solid permanent thing. Nothing is permanent around you, and that bothers the shit out of me. Like,
wait, I don't know what you mean.
I'm going to explain.
Oh, good. Okay.
When I tell you that I've never, not one time ever, since we moved into our home 5 years ago, unplugged the charger that's next to my bed.
Oh, I get where you're going.
Not once. Actually, the cord died and I just bent back there and replaced it. I have never unplugged that charger or Mike's charger. Never. It doesn't go anywhere. If I need a charger somewhere else in my house.
This is our home charger.
This is the charger next to the bed. If I need a charger somewhere else in the house, I buy another.
Well, it must be nice to be rich.
You're right.
No, it's not. Like, you're right. Like, it's not.
Because if I got in bed and I had 0% battery, and let's say like I had a horrible headache and I just wanted to like read on my phone, but I had 1%.
Well, that probably wouldn't help your headache, but yeah.
Yeah, it would. I have it on really dim light.
Okay, go ahead.
Your brightness is at 1,000.
Okay.
Every time I look at your phone, I'm like, my eyes.
The sun.
And I go to plug in my phone and my charger's not there. I am not kidding you. The rage I would feel I would kill myself. I would just run out onto my balcony and jump right off. I would be like, that's what you get, you piece of shit.
Okay, well, that feels like an extreme reaction. If I look at my phone and I have 1%, I plug into Tyler's charger.
Oh, good. And then he has nothing.
Then he comes into bed. Well, I actually can't anymore since he got the new phone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But then I just lay there and think about how I have like no percent. But I rely that Tyler's alarm will go off. And so then in the morning, I just get a charger and charge it.
But then it's not charged. And like you can't bring your phone with you anywhere you go because it has to be sitting on your bed charging.
Listen, are these things about me that I should celebrate? No.
It's just like, it's stuff like that. Like, you're like, where did that charger go? I'm like, the charger from next to your bed? Why did that ever move? That is so annoying.
I want to be better.
And then you'll like put it on other people. Like, you'll pull Tyler's charger out of the wall.
I try not to do that to his stuff.
You do?
I do.
Not really.
I try. I did something so dumb this weekend. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't tell you this. I left for work, took the keys to the car that I was driving, our Sorrento, with Tyler's car keys in my coat pocket. Oh. And he had plans that evening with Miggy. It was a Miggy and Tiggy's night out.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't discover it until he had to leave.
Oof.
I felt
so you had the keys to both cars with
both keys. And he had a spare, thankfully. But I was like, that is where I'm like, I do need to be more routines. Like, he had to dig the spare out. It's not something we keep just like right at the forefront for this exact reason. He is wise. He's like, listen, if I had 2 keys out there, you'd lose 2 keys. So it was like a major inconvenience. And I felt like such a piece of shit. And he was like,
it's not
a big okay. He was like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal. Don't worry. Like, you're at work. It's fine. I was like, no, it is a big deal. And that's exactly what you're saying. I need to be more. I don't know if this is meant to be an intervention, but this is an intervention.
Is it?
I need to be more regimented. Like, that was an example of me running around the house before it was time to leave for work. I was on the phone with a client, like a little bit crazed, tunnel vision. Like, no, take a second, look at the key rack. Where are the keys? If they're not there, find them, and then leave. I almost stranded him here.
Like, we were
you
talking,
do live across the street, but like,
I mean, we were talking about how I think it's so crazy that you guys use your cars interchangeably.
yeah, you do think that's insane.
Like, no one has, like, of course, sometimes I'll drive Mike's car and he would drive mine if we were like going somewhere together or whatever. But like, otherwise, he has his car and I have mine. And I have it the way I want it because like I have different presets and my seat is a different place. Like, it's my car and vice versa for him. And you guys just like use each other's cars like it's a fucking like ride share.
I hear you. It accommodates our life a little bit better because we own one and we lease the other.
But like sometimes you could take the other and mostly have one car.
We do for the
Not
most
really.
part.
No, you pick me up in a different car every fucking day.
That's not true. I drive the Tiguan way more. Like, that's primarily my car. And he drives the Sorrento mostly. But if I have like a lot of stuff I have to move, I'll take the Sorrento. If the weather's going to be bad, I'll take the Sorrento because it's a little bit better in the snow. But like, that was asshole behavior. And then I felt bad because I was the asshole and he was trying to let me off the hook. So like,
Felt even worse.
I felt bad. Like, he was the one who deserved to be annoyed. And then he was like, please, it's fine. I was like, it's not fine. You are too kind. This is terrible.
This is terrible.
Terrible behavior.
Yeah, no, I just think like that plays into like the whole idea of how you live. Just like, I'll take this car and I'll take that car and I'll leave my coffee and like if you want to treat your car that way, let it just be your car. Leave your coffee cups and then it doesn't annoy anyone but you.
I don't want to do that. That is also part of my intervention. Like, I just need to be more regimented.
But live however you want if it's not affecting others.
I don't know if I can do that.
Give it some thought.
I'll think about it.
I just think like a lot of people drive more than the other and they don't share cars like this.
We'll take it under advisement. Did you get a chance to watch the SNL 50th reunion yet? Or not reunion, but special?
I watched like a little of it, but I haven't gotten through the whole thing, but I want to.
Same, and I am so excited. Like, that is my plan tonight, to watch it. I watched like the first 30 minutes. I love it. I love SNL. I love what they've done with the place.
Me too.
I think it's such a like...
It's hard because like to have like a sketch comedy show like almost every week for
50 years.
For so many years, like obviously it's gonna go through ebbs and flows, and like SNL at times has been so bad where you're just like, how did anyone think this was funny ever?
But it's like an institution.
Yeah, like I'm happy to watch the celebration of it.
I saw, obviously there's been a lot of publicity since this was coming up, and they released some like funny behind the scenes stuff, and there was an article talking about how there was going to be a sketch that they actually did do about Taylor Swift's like girl gang of friends in her Bad Blood music video.
Oh.
And someone must have approached her to be in it, and she called Lorne Michaels and was like, not only will I not be in it, I need you to like scrap the whole thing. Like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing this. And he said, quote, I don't negotiate with terrorists, and hung up on her, which number one is iconic and I'm going to start using with people. Like, when someone says something I don't like, I'm sorry, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
That's
like,
funny.
Like, I'm not participating in this. Still did the sketch.
What makes her think that she can call and say that? Like,
When I hear stuff about that, I know
gives me a bad taste.
I know I waffle on her a lot, and I was very anti her for a while. Now I've come around to her. But that is the energy that made me not like her. That specific, like...
Holier than thou.
Holier than thou, like, very, like, elitist energy. I don't know if she is elitist. I don't want to put that on her, but sometimes she gives off the air of, like, I can control the narrative. And I don't love that.
Yeah.
But Lorne Michaels telling her that he doesn't negotiate with terrorists is... favorite line. You're going to hear me say it 5 times a week. And then after the sketch aired, she like sent flowers and was like, I hope there's no bad blood, blah, blah, blah. Probably because like she didn't get her way and she looked like a loser for calling. Like, it's an honor to be made fun of on SNL. Mm-hmm. We can only hope that they make fun of our podcast one day. Put that into the universe.
I feel like Taylor Swift, I have no authority to say this, but she seems like someone who would not appreciate a roast at all.
Oh, yeah, no.
No roast.
I don't even think she's the sort of person who would let you give her a toast without reading it first. And I don't know if that's like a symptom of being in the public eye for so long that she felt like she needs to like really be hands-on with her image. And maybe that's just like from being burned. But she doesn't strike me as like cool casual girl to me.
I didn't get to see the whole thing, obviously, but I did see that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were there.
I did see that also.
It was like if anybody who's anybody was there.
Yep.
And I think they made a joke. Did you see the clip from it?
I saw the clip. I didn't get to see it live. So Tina Fey, or like, I think it was Tina Fey who shouted him out and was like, oh my God, Ryan, like, how are you? It's so good to see you. Like, everything okay? And he was like, yeah, what have you heard?
Oh, that's funny.
With like Blake sitting next to him. And I can't decide if that's funny. I mean, it's definitely funny. Let's be honest. Or like, you've just tried to destroy Justin Baldoni's whole life and now you're at SNL.
Well, he's coming for her too.
You're right. But he's not at SNL.
Because he's not invited.
Like, if you're going to ruin someone's life, like...
Sorry, one of you is weird.
Both. Blake's weird too.
No, I agree, but wow.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I mean, there were a lot of funny parts. Like, I'm only 30 minutes in and I was dying laughing for the whole 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
Yeah, and so many cameos.
Was it like, do you know how they decided who was invited?
I don't know.
Was it anyone who's hosted is invited?
I don't know how they decided, like, do you mean the guest list or participating in the skits?
Like, I don't know either or. I mean, like, there were just so many random people there. I was like...
I've heard over the years that Lauren is, like, kind of a... Clicky's not the right word, but, like, he has his favorites and is not. And I would assume that Lauren just, like, went through his Rolodex. And, like, anyone who is the vibe that he was going for, because he really does run the show still.
Like, Peyton Manning was there. Why? And, like, had a little
I don't know
that he did in the audience.
You know who loves her there? Kim Kardashian.
She was there.
They love Kim. I mean, did you ever watch her episode?
Probably.
Iconic. Really good. Really, really good.
She was there and was, like, in some skits.
Yeah. No, she was in. Yeah. What I was thinking about, Scarlett Johansson was in one of the first skits. She is married to Colin Jost, who's a writer and does Weekend Update with Michael Che.
Okay.
She used to be married to Ryan Reynolds.
Her and Ryan Reynolds were married?
That was their first marriages.
Oh, I didn't realize that. When were they married?
Pre-Blake Lively. He was like still kind of, I mean, I don't know this, but like the people sometimes to allude to some overlap.
Oh. So what you're saying, it's weird they're all there?
I'm like, were they all together? Like, can we get some pictures from behind the scenes? Like, what's going on backstage? But yeah, I just like, give me the tea. Because I imagine that Colin Jost was like part of writing large bits of this. So like, did he write the Ryan Reynolds part about his wife's ex-husband?
What did he say?
What do you mean?
What did Colin Jost say?
He didn't say anything in this bit, but he's a writer on
okay.
SNL. So
I
like,
wasn't following.
Yeah. So I'm just like, obviously he might not have written that part, but
right.
I just love when I see the incestual nature of it.
The incestual nature of Hollywood keeps us going.
Keeps me going.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I plan to.
Tonight I am sat, as the kids say.
I thought about actually really watching it last night, but sometimes it's just like you don't want to hear anything. You just want to read your book. I am reading a good book, actually.
Ooh, what are you reading?
It's about this girl who's like, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s, and she and her husband have been married for 10 years or something, and did, like 6 or whatever rounds of IVF until they were told like not going to happen.
Pause. Is it fiction?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is fiction.
Okay, go on.
So yeah, they obviously wanted to have kids, realized they couldn't. And so she's like really depressed. They're trying to figure out like, who they are as a couple without having kids, whatever. And she realizes that her husband's having an affair.
Devil.
And
wait, is this a spoiler? Like, are we spoiling this for everyone? Okay.
And so she's like, my life is over. Like, I am not ever going to have any of the things I wanted to have. And so she books herself like a lavish weekend at this beautiful resort that she's always wanted to go to. She wanted to go with her husband, but he was like, it's too expensive.
You go, girl.
And she goes to check in, and the entire resort, aside from her, is rented out for a very extreme wedding.
Interesting.
Like, all people are there for the wedding except her.
Okay.
And everyone thinks she's also there for the wedding. And she runs into the bride in the elevator, who she's like really annoyed by, because she's like, it's so crowded. All these annoying wedding people are here. Like, I am trying to have like a big bash for myself, and it's dampering the, yeah. And the bride was like, well, why can't you just come back another time then? If like, you know, and she's like, there's not going to be another time. I'm here to kill myself.
Is this all in the back of the book? God, I hope so.
It's like all in like the first chapter.
Okay. Kind of want to read it.
It's good.
It's dark.
It is a little dark, yes, but it's about like an unlikely relationship that she ends up having with the bride and some other people there.
She should go to that bar you were telling me about.
Oh, the one in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Wait, let me find that story. Okay, yeah. There's a bar in New Jersey called the Parker House. And apparently been around since 1878.
Wow. I feel like everything in Boston is like, it's from in Boston. Or no, New Jersey. Just kidding.
Are you ever listening to me?
No, I am, but I just had Boston in my mind.
I guess it's a bar on the Jersey Shore.
Oh.
Where people go like out with their friends and end up like, there's like a thing in New Jersey about like
The Parker House.
Yeah, like people met there and ended up getting married.
So like people go there to meet someone, or just happenstance people go there and statistically more people meet there and stay together?
I think people go like because they, you know, heard that you meet your soulmate there, but also like
It's
just
Jersey Shore.
It's the Jersey Shore, just like a fun place to go out. But it's where like a lot of people have said like it's like good luck. Like it has a history of like
good juju.
People meeting their somebody.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. If you want to meet someone who probably is from New Jersey, so you have to be okay with living in New Jersey
Or them
moving. If you're okay with long distance in the beginning and you're not from New Jersey,
give that a go.
go to the Parker House.
Or reach out to me because I am a matchmaker.
That's true. We should set up a matchmaking account for you.
They say that's a place to go if you want to find the love of your... Oh my God, speaking of love of your life, did you see that article about the two women who were like best friends their whole life, and they're both 98 living in a nursing home together, and
No.
one of them is moving out of the nursing home to live with her family in Florida?
That sounds horrible.
No, it's just like someone took I think like one of their kids or something took a video of them saying goodbye.
Don't. Are they crying?
I'm just going to send you a screenshot. Oh my God, don't.
Oh my God, this is a depressing as fuck video. I mean, screenshot.
It's not a video.
The caption is, knowing it's the last time you will see your best friend at 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't
Well,
that
I need to
sad?
go cry.
It says in the thing about how like they were like best friends forever, like they raised kids together, whatever. They were both then widowed and like have just like spent their whole lives together. And then one of them, they're moving down to Florida, I think. And
Why?
the kids,
Stay in your nursing home.
their kids are moving to Florida and they want to take their mom with them.
Would you leave me in a nursing home?
I'd be like, she's got to come too.
Yeah, like, that's actually rude. Like, let's move in together.
Yeah, like I'd be like, okay, like we'll just take both of you, and like, but they're moving their mom down with them to live with them, and so they had to say goodbye to each other.
No. I blame these children. They were raised wrong.
It is weird to split up a couple.
It's just like, why? If she's thriving in the nursing home, why can't you guys fly back and forth? So she's going to move down to Florida without her best friend. You guys are still going to have your social life, your kids' activities, and she's going to just sit in your house? Easels.
I mean, it was sad though. Like the picture is like the two women like holding hands with their heads together.
Okay, well, thank you for ruining this. I was having a lovely day. And now I'm thinking about these two,
It's really sad.
Nancy and Willa. Do you have a daily dilemma to cheer me up?
A dilemma to cheer you up?
You're like, no, that's depressing as shit too. Hold on.
Most of our dilemmas aren't cheerful.
I'm
I wouldn't say.
usually cheered up by the fact that it's not my situation.
Okay, here's one.
Okay. All right. What you got for me?
Okay. This person, I screenshotted this and then I just looked at it and it said 5:41 and I was like, I'm 11 minutes late for Jack's haircut.
I've been here for over 5 hours.
No, like I was like, fuck. Boy, has the day gotten away from me.
IT issues.
You think Jack made it there on his own?
Calls an Uber.
Has that ever happened to you? Like you're looking at a screenshot
Yeah,
and you're like, ah! Okay. My husband and I have been married for 10 years. We have a 6-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. He has Thursdays and Fridays off instead of Saturdays and Sundays because of his work schedule, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so we don't always get to do like weekend activities together. But on his days off, he usually drops our son off at school. Sometimes he'll go and do his own thing. Anyway, the other day I went through his phone to find a text from his sister with details about a birthday party we're supposed to go to that she had only sent to him. He told me to find the details, so I wasn't snooping around, but I couldn't find the text. So I looked in his deleted messages, and one of the deleted messages was from his coworker's OnlyFans account.
Huh?
And it was just someone from work sharing that she had one, sending it to him.
Okay.
And he didn't reply. Fine.
Why delete it?
Why do you want it on your phone?
All right, fine.
Then there was another text about him and his coworker texting each other about how hot another one of their coworkers is.
Ooh.
Really demoralizing stuff, talking about her body. Truly disgusting, but I'm sure I could have found worse.
Okay.
I guess I'm asking if I'm crazy for being so grossed out and disgusted by this. Am I being naggy for telling him that these texts are inappropriate? Would it be the same thing as me texting a coworker about how hot another male coworker is?
Yes, and that would be weird also. Like, saying how hot they are is like, okay, they're hot, moving on. Talking about their body.
Girls don't talk that way anyway, though.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, on the off comment, like, oh, that guy's hot, moving on. As an aside, it would be weird if any person in a committed relationship had a long texting conversation with someone else about how hot someone was, regardless of their gender, and like specifics about their body. I think.
No, I agree.
Like, it's not a male female thing. It's like,
I feel like it's more the fact that like they were in his deleted messages.
yeah, for sure. First of all, where are the deleted messages? Like, I'm confused that this girl even knew to go look for them.
Because she couldn't find the text from his sister. So she's like, maybe he deleted the conversation.
We should also back up to why his sister isn't texting her the details. What person do you know? Like,
neither here nor there.
my husband is so organized and like, ma'am, this is weird. And we have a problem, Houston.
But then are you supposed to bring it up and be like...
Yeah. Mention it all.
It's kind of like how, I know you don't watch Real Houses of New York, but there was a...
Not current one, yeah.
Right, but there was a big story arc this season about... Not big, but like a couple episodes about Erin, one of the housewives, showing a couple of the other housewives a dick pic that her husband sent her.
What?
Because like they were making fun of him for being so short. They were like, he's a small man. It doesn't mean that.
Who's then like, wait, let me show you my husband's dick. You're going to change your whole...
She was like, he's really not so small. And they were like, really? And she was like, yeah.
That is so weird.
To show it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Weird is maybe not the right word. It's so wrong. Like, your husband, like, can flip that.
Right.
Like, if a
That's
man...
what I'm saying. Flipped, things are different.
No, they're the same, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm saying it's just as wrong for a woman to take a picture that's sent to her by her spouse. It's not weird.
Why is that weird?
It's wrong.
Why?
Like, your husband has sent you this photo, unless he's exclusively sent it with the disclaimer. Here's a dick pic.
I think
also,
it depends
show
on,
to
like,
any friends you'd like.
Know your husband.
No, because it's like naked. I think sometimes we need a distinction.
Naked photos are not gender specific.
Yes, they're not shareable. Like, they're intended for the person they're sent for, and until you're told that they're for the general public, it's not your place to show them.
Like, you would be so mad if Tyler showed your naked pic to a friend.
The word isn't invented yet for what I would be. Mad, trade, livid.
Mad?
Betrayed, livid.
Oh.
Mad trade
livid.
I'd be mad trade.
Wow. Yes? You have something to say? Okay, please share.
Please.
To get back to the prompt, I just wanted to jump in and say that if this is what is in his phone, is like, oh, she's hot, you know that it's like 10 times worse in person at his workplace. Like, they are very much sexualizing their coworkers, and probably talking about the receptionist OnlyFans with the receptionist in person. So, I mean, I would say there's a bigger problem, and I would love to see her bring it up, and I would love to see what his reaction would be, because I'm guessing this is not his only
Discretion.
discretion.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it says that there's more because the message had been deleted. Like,
And I do think that's an interesting point. What you put in writing is the least of your problems. It's like when people are committing tax evasion. What they're emailing about ain't the big problem. The problem is being spoken about.
but I just think, like, the reverse way, like, let's say in an alternative universe, you work in an office and there's a guy who starts working there who's, like, so hot, and you're texting with your coworker about how hot the new coworker is and how, like, he should, like, totally, like, how is he single?
But I think that is such a different thing if, like, let's say you and I work in the same office and there's a new coworker who's so hot. You and I are talking about how hot they are in front of our husbands. Like, we're at dinner and we're like, can you believe so-and-so is, like, single?
Hottie.
He's so hot. He's so smart. Like, I have nothing to hide because I'm commenting
Because we're
on
talking about how hot he is and not thinking about sleeping with him.
Right. It's
we're
like
just like, that
it's a
guy's hot.
commentary on this guy. So if this guy had come home, like, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, if he came home and said to her, like, oh my God, this girl at the office is so beautiful. Like, she's a little, I don't even know what the word is. Like, OnlyFans girl's like a little wild, but she's super hot. And, like, it's so crazy. We discovered she has an OnlyFans. Like, if you're then also talking about it with your spouse, totally fine. Like, it's not like when you get married, you suddenly don't know other people are hot. Like, oh, are they hot? I hadn't
You
noticed.
would feel the same way if Mike and Tyler came home and were talking about how hot their female coworker was.
If they were talking about it in front of us.
Yeah, like, we're at dinner and they're like, how hot is she?
I'd be
No,
like,
you wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like it, but it's not,
So I'm saying it's not the same.
but it's not threatening. I wouldn't like it for, like, selfish reasons, like human reasons, but I wouldn't think it's indicative of a problem. Versus finding deleted texts of them discussing it, that's what makes it shady. Like, the thoughts and the conversations in themselves are not wrong. Like, I'm sure Mike and Tyler look at other women and are like, she's hot. Like, do you have eyes? Like, I mean, no one could touch our beauty, but, like, they can see others' beauty.
It's okay to notice beauty.
Like, we didn't marry blind men.
Right.
And they obviously have good taste. So, like, keep with it.
Absolutely.
But, like, what you're putting in a shady text means you aren't comfortable sharing it, which means there's something else going on.
But I think point for him for receiving a text from a female coworker with a link to her OnlyFans, he doesn't respond and just deletes it. Any points for that?
I mean, I don't even think the issue here is like
Like,
about.
what are you supposed to do? Sorry, I received this text from this weird coworker.
But I don't think what I would always have an issue with is, like, if Tyler and Mike were talking about another woman's body in, like, an inappropriate, what was she saying, like, immoral way. Because, like, that's just disrespectful. I just wouldn't like that out of our husbands. It's like what I was saying to my friend the other day. I know this is so gender normative, but I get such an ick when men see women like struggling with something, like to carry something or like get on an elevator and don't offer to help.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like,
rude.
Neither of our husbands would ever watch a female like not carrying a box, like struggling,
Right.
and be like, moving on with my day. It's such an ick to talk about women in like an inappropriate way, even if you aren't going to act on it.
Sometimes, though, I feel like that's almost like, I don't know. I don't want to give any, like,
Guys being dudes,
yeah.
do it when you're like,
Be dudes around your wives.
no, be dudes. Like, once you start texting about it, what I'm saying is like, that's like an off the cuff comment at a bar. It's not like I'm home thinking about it. We're not together and I still need to get this. Like,
I think maybe the texts were when they were at work. Like, did you see Jessica today?
flame emoji.
Yeah. Is that so bad?
Well, I guess, we need more info on the text. If the texts were, did you see Jessica today? Flame emoji. Not, did you see Jessica today? I'd love to bend her over. The copy machine.
No need to elaborate. We know where you're going.
I'm just saying, like what are they saying? Yeah, like, I'm fine with Jessica's hot flames, but like,
I'd love to bend her over. The copy machine. Like, we got it.
did you bend Jessica over the copy machine today? Copy machine's like actually probably the wrong angle.
Yeah, like. It's a really tall machine.
The facts. I don't know if that's shorter.
Recycling bin?
It's too low. She's literally this.
Okay, my desk.
Yeah.
That's all.
better.
Why did it take us so long to find office equipment that you could be bent
We
over?
don't go to offices.
No. Yeah, I think like, did you see Jessica today? 3 flame emojis. How bad is that?
Not bad.
You wouldn't be pleased.
But not even like, I wouldn't be pleased or not pleased. I'd be like,
Guys being dudes.
guys being dudes.
I still wouldn't like that though.
I wouldn't like it
But if I think when a guy does it, it's like because you know where their brain goes.
yeah.
Girls' brains don't go to that. You're like, did you see Brandon today?
Hottie.
Hottie with a body.
I also think it's
That's all it is, and it ends there.
I'm changing my tune a little, like,
You don't say.
which is really my life story. That would be my memoir.
Tune changer.
No. Singing a tune, that might change.
Woof.
I just think guys being dudes should be guys being dudes in person without their wives around, followed by no action. I think the minute you put guys being dudes shit in a text, it's annoying and rude. Like, if I found that text on Tyler's phone, like, let me just be honest, maybe I'm crazy, that would annoy me.
I think some of it, yeah. Some of it, though, is just like guys are guys. And like if they're together at a bar and their waitress has like huge boobs and they're both sitting there thinking like, whoa. It's like if they bring up how she has huge boobs to each other at a bar.
That's fine.
Of course you notice that.
Yeah, of course.
You are a guy.
Totally. It's don't put it, once you put it in the text, it feels more serious.
Like I feel like we've been in a ton of places where I've been like, how hot is our waiter?
1,000%. But I think your earlier point about how like women are not then like over sexualizing them is so true.
You're just noticing like someone
Like,
who looks amazing.
Me saying that person looks hot is the end of the thought. Like,
Yeah.
they look hot, period.
Yeah, you don't take it into like a fantasy
Like,
novel.
I'm not, yeah. But like sometimes, like, I think it's also reality TV has jaded us because we've just started watching Summer House from the start. For anyone who's watched it, there's a 36-year-old man-child down there named Kyle Cook who makes it seem like every guy, when they go to a bar and black out, they just make out with every woman there regardless of if they're committed. I think most men are not like that. And I guess my advice, my take on this daily dilemma is like, you know your husband. I think your reaction to these texts should be proportionate to what you think is actually going on.
Just like, and also I think some of the words that she used, like disgusted and gross, it's like, okay, so that gives you a really horrible feeling.
Yeah.
And if you feel that way, say something. Like, you're not like, ew, I really didn't like it. You use the word disgusted.
And like you said, they were talking about her body in ways that made you feel really uncomfortable.
Well, that could just be like dad ass.
I don't know. She used like language that made me feel like they were talking about like
Bending her over.
the copy machine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if it's that, then for sure say something. But like, I don't think everyone would take it that way.
I think you guys are really missing the trick here, is that the OnlyFans link, she sent it to him, even though he didn't respond. Like, that is crazy to be comfortable enough to send that to a coworker, and I think that he is a half step away from just bending her over the copy machine in real life, to be honest.
Not in his mind.
That's actually a great point. Like, you probably wouldn't send that unsolicited. Like, I gotta believe they're chatting and she's like, I actually have an OnlyFans, and he's like, no way, you've got to send it to me.
But then he deleted it.
Because he found it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but also if you have an OnlyFans, maybe you're just that kind of
What, you're cold calling?
loosey goosey.
You're cold calling your OnlyFans?
Click here for some fun videos.
She's like, she goes into HR and she's like, can I just get a quick rundown of everyone on the 8th floor's text message info? Also,
And while you're there, specifically the men in accounting.
do we have the data to be able to break that down? Yeah, no, that I didn't even think
And
about.
I think there's also a couple lesbians in the marketing team.
Add them
They're
in.
good too.
Yeah, like, I mean, OnlyFans gives you your own fans. Like, you don't need to go out and get,
OnlyFans gives you your OnlyFans.
like, you don't need to like go out and source them. So like, I think that's a really dark point, that if she sent it to him, he asked for it or alluded to being interested.
I also just feel like going back to the question, if it were Mike, I just have such a short, like, life is too short. You know, I have such a short fuse for that. Like, if you want to sleep with someone else, this marriage is over.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, fuck someone else. You'll never see me again, but okay.
But what okay, yes. But like,
Do you like your bed and your shoes?
your shoes, I'm taking your shoes. I'm taking
aside from your children, I'm taking your shoes.
even the Allbirds that I bought, okay?
No, the shoes you bought, the shoes I bought.
You're leaving.
You are
Square
leaving here.
shoeless.
You're leaving here with no shoes.
The next time you see a homeless man on the street without shoes, think to yourself, maybe he
cheated on
left
his
a
wife.
marriage.
Yeah. Maybe he cheated on his wife and she took everything he had and he deserves to be there.
That's a chipper thought.
You know, like, when I think about that, I'm just like, okay, like, if you want to fuck someone else, just like,
But that's where I'm saying, like, you would never go there, because if you found that text on Mike's phone, it wouldn't be like, he's sleeping with her. Like, he would never. Like,
but still, I'd be like, what?
like, this girl has a feeling, and I actually think deleting it without telling your wife, that is crazy behavior. Like, if I got a crazy text from someone that was like
Yes.
prompting me to some sexual behavior, I would say to Tyler, like, it is so weird.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if Tyler, I mean, perhaps he would think that, like, or any man would think it's just going to, like, drum up more trouble than it's worth to share that with their significant other. Like, okay, you're a weird coworker who, like, let's say it's a weird coworker who they literally never talk to, and it's some girl who, like, will always come over to their desk or cubicle, and they're like, yep, good to see you, bye, like, thanks,
Weird.
Shelly, I'm still married. But, like, and then they're in a group text together about, like, you know, the after work drinks, and then she sends him a link to her OnlyFans, and he's like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Delete. Maybe telling you would only incite, like, well, do you talk to her? Do you, like, you know, and it's just like drumming up suspicion that really truly does not need to be there at all. But I think the better way
Always.
is to just be like, oh my God, this girl, like, so weird. Then she sent me a link to her OnlyFans. What should I do?
1,000%. Like, there's no scenario in which you or I, if we got the text, or either of our husbands, wouldn't come in and be like, Shelly sent this. Like, why?
I mean, yeah, no.
Like, it's weird to delete it. That the deleted part is telling me there's something going on.
That's what I was saying was suspicious also.
Yeah, like men don't delete their texts also.
But I feel like when we were like in college, we did, well, I guess it's not your husband. I was going to say like we did show each other pictures that we would receive from people.
It's the husband of it all.
It's the husband.
Like once you take that, like you're immature at that
You're like,
point.
your dick pic is safe with me.
You can't.
Was that in your vow specifically or
you
just
were at my
inferred?
wedding? You didn't.
You heard it?
I just think that like that is so crazy. Like I can't relate to that behavior. I also like, it's how I feel about swingers. Like I know it's like a smaller subset, but I don't want other people seeing my husband's dick. Like why do I like?
Not other people, your close people.
Arguably weirder.
Even worse.
Like
Interesting.
I have to go to dinner with this person.
And then they're like, good for you.
No, like I have to go to dinner with your husband after seeing his dick pic.
It doesn't change how I view your husband. Okay. I know him better, actually.
Oh, God.
I don't want to see anyone's husband's dick pics, but like,
It's such a crazy world that we even have to say this.
yeah. But I'm not like, oh my God, so egregious. Depends on the husband.
Depends on the pic.
But it doesn't depend on if your husband cheats on you or even thinks about cheating on you. You are free to take his shoes.
Take his motherfucking shoes and burn down the house.
Burn it all down, baby.
A quick announcement. We've heard everyone who's been begging to start their week with us. We are so excited to announce that starting March 3rd, we're going to have Monday episodes. We're moving from Wednesdays to Mondays. We're marching into March with Monday episodes. So we won't be with you next week. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to regroup, and then we will be back after a little hiatus. We'll call you on March 3rd.
Call you later. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.